Hey everybody, I want to welcome you to my next podcast. This is Tim Graves, and I'm doing the What's New. I always call it the What's Up, What's Going On podcast. I actually haven't done one in a couple of weeks now, so I wanted to get one out real quick to you guys. And I've got a couple more coming up that'll be pretty cool coming up. In fact, I have one. The next one I'm going to talk about is a big topic of we've been talking about lately about yardage and about yardage for different ages and where you should be playing it from, where you should be teeing it up from. And so definitely want to get into my next podcast too, because that's a big topic of conversation. But anyway, this one I wanted to talk a few minutes about our upcoming shootout. You know, I'm going to give you a little history on this. I want to talk a little bit about what we do with this thing and how much fun it is. But before I go on, I'm going to give some dates on this. It's actually June 25th, 26th, 27th in Dallas, Texas, at Bear Creek Golf Club, down in Dallas. Really pretty course down there that Shay and the guys got set up for us to do this event. But, you know, I'll give a little history about this. This, I think it's been almost like 16 or 17 years now. We started doing some kind of these events up in different northern United States. We had them up in Chicago. And then what happened was, and I think we had one in Connecticut, some smaller events. What it was all about was we had a lot of single plane golfers who came to us and said, we just like to get together a couple times a year and just play some golf, like a scramble with other players and so on. And then what Todd and I turned it into was, after Mo passed away, we did the Mo Memorial we did one in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, in Mo's home course. And it was actually done at Rockaway Golf Course. And I think we had 110 or 120. It was maxed out. It was actually Single Plane Academy members that came out. And it was actually at that time, there wasn't members, but Single Plane Academy students that came to this event. And we had an incredible discussion. We actually had a round table discussion with most friends that were there. And sadly enough, a lot of these had passed away since. But it was a great discussion. We literally sat there and they just gave most stories. It was just awesome. And that kind of led into what we've set up now. And so I want to talk a little bit about what we have at the end of June. We did one in Vegas in late last year, kind of the same format. But we learned a little bit from it, and we are kind of tweaking this one a little bit too. And that's why I wanted to talk about this. So basically what it is what we like to do now a couple times a year is we like to just get single plane guys and gals together and have a 4-man scramble or 4-woman scramble or a combination over a couple days. So what we'll have this year is on June 25th, it'll be like registration night. You'll come in 6 or 7 o'clock at night, whenever you can get in, and there'll be a dinner served, and you'll just register, get your tea prizes. We have some great ones last year. We'll have some really nice ones this year. I will shake hands with the staff, with Graves Golf people. We'll just sit down and have a nice conversation. We'll sign who you're going to play with the next day, introduce the people in the room, and have some fun. Just talk, have some fun, because a lot of people come in. Some people can't make it that night, but it's just a very easy, nice, good little quick dinner that's nice together that we put together like a tea time dinner. It's kind of cool. Then on the 26th, the first day of the event, we'll have a scramble going off. And what we do around this is we have a couple of things. Number one is we'll have Chris Henning there. He's our fitness guy. He's our fitness guru. And he'll get there and he'll give you a little warm-up session, just a stretching session before it starts. He'll be sitting there and just, how do you stretch before a round? Just a few minutes. It's a cool little deal. We did it out in Vegas late last year. I think we had like 50 or 60 people that got in this big circle around Chris, and it was really cool. They learned some stretching exercises, some way to get ready for the tournament or the event, and we had a blast. And then what we'll do is we'll pair you up, we'll put you in carts, and we'll have the best we can. We'll have an A, B, C, and D player in each group, and we'll go out and we'll play a fun 4-person scramble. And when we go out in the course, we literally have closest to the holes. We have accuracy, driving accuracies. We have all kinds of fun things out there. So it's just a fun event on the golf course. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's not this, can I shoot 100 under and I got to win this tournament now? It's not like that. We go out there and just have a blast with players out there. And then after it's over on the 26th, what we'll do is we'll have some different stations set up. Todd will be at one doing a ball striking demonstration. So half of the group will go with him and do the ball striking, watch him do a ball striking demonstration. He'll talk about the swing, talk about, what we're doing with, single plane, and take some Q&A. And then I'll take the other half of the crowd and I'll do a short game demonstration. The one I did out in Vegas, I did some putting with the lock and roll putter. If they have a good bunker here or good pitching area, I might do a bunker session. Kind of depends on the facility, but I'll do a really fun little short game session. Usually lasts, 30 to 45 minutes. And then we'll flip the groups. So my group would go over with Todd, and then Todd's group would come with me, and we'll do the same session again. And it's basically a little bit of a demo demonstration, and then, answering questions or any type of, Q&A session with anybody who's there. And then we'll take a quick break after that, and then we'll have another dinner that night. And at that dinner this year, we're actually having Paul Monahan come in. He's our mental game coach, and Paul is phenomenal. And so we'll have conversation through dinner. So we always have a real nice buffet. It's a great dinner. And the one in Vegas was phenomenal, but I'm sure this will be the same. But Paul and I will kind of be up on stage, and we'll just be talking to you guys. We'll bring up some mental game work, things that we, talk about. And it's like having a very mini alert attitude of a different school. Give you some different scenarios, some different stories, take some questions. It's just, and Paul is the best of the best. He's literally, he's a performance specialist and obviously focuses in performance energy in the mental game. But, he works with professional athletes all over the world. He works with professional musicians all over the world. And obviously we're lucky enough to have him with Graves Golf being our mental game coach. In fact, he just wrote a book, that's out there. And I'm sure he'll bring some in and he'll sign some copies if you guys want it and so on. I mean, it's going to be a really cool deal. And then immediately after that, we'll sign the pairings for the next day. We'll probably do it during the dinner and then call it a night. And then the next day on the 27th, we'll get up, we'll have a scramble. We'll tee up. It's not going to be early. We're probably 8 or 9 in the morning. We'll do the same thing. We'll have a 4-man scramble. We'll do different pairings the second day, so you get to meet different people. Now, if husbands and wives want to play together, or if friends want to play together, we can do that. We can always work the deals out. And we'll do the same thing on the second day. And then we'll end it, usually it's just after lunch. And we'll end it the second day so everybody can get out. And I think in Vegas, we ended at about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. It wasn't too late after lunch. But, guys catch plane flights home or want to, beat the traffic home, whatever it is, but we get them out. There is lunch. Lunch is served both days on the golf courses, so you're taken care of there. But, the thing about this, and this is what I want to talk about a little bit in this podcast, is this is really the time in the one of a couple events a year. We had one in Vegas at the end of last year. We may have one again in Vegas at the end of this year. That's questionable right now. We got to look at our schedule. But this is really one of the few events that we get together that's just 100% single plane golfers just out there having a good time. And that's what this is all about. Too many people a couple of years ago got in this thing thinking, it's just tournament. I got to go win this tournament. No, we give prizes out. We have some nice prizes, but we have different flights. We fly them differently. We have different, a lot more prizes for accuracy and close to the pin, things like that. But that's what it's all about. It's about single plane golfers getting together and having a good time on the golf course. And then obviously giving a couple demos, getting to talk to Paul and so on. And that's what it's all about. And I love it. I can always give a couple stories, but when we did the one out in Vegas, we did the one out in Kitchener, Ontario, Kitchener, one of Mo's friends got up there and he was talking to us. And this is kind of like the round table discussion we'll have with Paul in the mental game. But anyway, one of his friends got up there and he was telling a Mo story. And I think some people have heard this story and probably a lot haven't, but this individual happened to, he traveled with Mo in his younger years, and they traveled around Canada playing some events. And so they traveled, they went together for 2 or 3 years, traveled around playing these events. And then Mo came down and played in the United States. And then he went back up into Canada. He didn't play for a couple of years. Then he decided he wanted to play again. So he started playing again. And that's actually the second go arounds when he started winning everything. And that's when he was, won his 50 or 60 events. And he just was going nuts. He was just winning. Well, this individual started traveling with him again. A really good player at that time. Now, when he was giving the story, it's probably in his early 70s, but really good player and traveling with Mo on the golf circuit in Canada. And he said that one of the events they went to, they were driving to the event, and Mo said, "You got to pull over here. You got to pull into this neighborhood." And the guy goes, "Okay." And they pulled the neighborhood, and Mo goes, "Go down this street. Go right. Go here. Go here. Go here." And the guy was like, "What?" And Mo said, and Mo goes, the guy goes, "What are you doing?" And Mo goes, "Stop the car. And Mo jumped out, and he started, and there was a tree in the front yard of this house. And Mo started running around this tree. And he's running around the tree. And as he's sitting there, the people from the house come out of the house. And they see, the guy's looking at Mo like, okay, he's lost his mind. What's going on? And the people come out of the house. And Mo looked at the people and he said, looked at the person and said, "Was this tree on number 6 hole at this golf course?" And the guys go, "Oh, I think it probably was." They go, "I don't know exactly what hole it was, but there used to be a golf course here. And yeah, this tree, pretty old tree, I think was on the golf course." And Mo goes, "Oh, okay. And he looks around the tree, and then he got back to the car and he drove off. He drove off with a friend. And so they drive out of the neighborhood and they're leaving. And Mo goes, and the friend looked at Mo and goes, "What was that all about?" Mo goes, "Well, I think I buried some cash around that tree that I won. And I don't know if it is for sure. And I didn't want to dig up the yard, so I guess I'll never get it." And so the guy's driving off, and we started talking about this. And, Mo didn't trust banks. Mo didn't trust anybody with his money, but it's a known story that Mo had put money in a can and buried around trees and golf courses. And he had buried some money around this golf course that no longer existed. So Mo was looking for the tree that was on this golf course somewhere. Okay. We got a million Mo stories, but a true story. And that's actually what was told us. And you think about it, 100 people are here in the store. We're just losing it. We're absolutely losing it. That's what this events are all about. That's what we want to have this. We give stories upon stories upon stories. And it's really about meeting other single plane golfers, having a great time and just hearing single plane stories. And trust me, talking to Todd, myself, talking to, the guys that are doing this, you'll hear 1,000 from us. Talking to Paul. Paul's been with us for, I think, close to like 12 to 15 years now. And we've got a million stories, mental game and stories. But anyway, that's what it's all about. So, I wanted to do a quick podcast and I wanted to, throw this out to you guys. And we were asked, when we did it out in Vegas, we were asked, could you guys do one in the central US? So this is our shot. So we're trying to get a bunch of guys and gals into this thing. If you're out there and you got a friend you want to bring in, bring him in. If you got a girlfriend or boyfriend you want to bring him in. That's what this is all about. It's having a good time out there. Most of my staff be down there. So all these people that you hear, these people with weird accents like Ollie that you hear and so on, or the ones like Chris that thinks he's so buffed up in here that he's just, that you want to see him in person. All these guys, come down and meet him in person. So you can meet him in person. But anyway, you can come down there, spend some time with us. We'll have a blast. I can promise you Todd will be there. I'll be there. All my staff will be there and we'll have a really, really good time. But we set up a couple of things. Number one is we were asked if the payment plans could occur on this, and we're definitely going to do it. You can put a deposit down to 50% down and pay the remainder within 30 days. So you can wait 30 days and pay the remainder. That's no problem at all. Okay. So we can do that. You can work with my staff here and so on. And guys, you can look at my website and get the link. We'll send out emails with links on this. I can actually, is there a link? I can look at my guys right now. Is there a link for this that they can go to? What is it? They're going to pull it up here now. They're sitting in front of me right now as I give this. So I'll give out this link, and then the last thing you can use some of your credit. And we did this, right? So if you have school credit, you can use some of that credit towards the school. That's some of the questions we're getting on this. But, guys, we're doing it on a Tuesday through a Thursday. We're doing it down in Dallas, particularly because obviously Dallas is pretty busy and you get down there on weekends, it gets crazy. So we want to have a nice time in there. But I'm going to have these guys give me the link here in front of me because they're pulling it up as I speak. We got it? Shootout. So it's, okay, so gravesgolf.com/shootout. Easy enough. It's the Graves Golf Dallas Shootout. So gravesgolf.com/shootout. There you go. You can get on there and you can get set up for this. But again, I promise you a couple of things. Number one, great stories. Number two, you'll have a blast with other single plane golfers, just like we did out in Vegas and we have in the past. I promise you. Camaraderie is amazing. Okay. Number three, you'll have some incredible demos. Honestly, this is the truth. Todd and I never work together in schools. When I come to the alumni camp, I do the first 3 days up until the lunchtime, and Todd does the last 3 days starting at lunchtime. We literally tag team like we're in a wrestling match, and we switch. People think we're the same person. We just change. We're so busy. We're never together. And that's the only time we teach a school together, and we're never together. So if you truly want to see demos and ball striking demonstrations with us together, this is the shot you get right here. This is the one. This is it. So, and I promise you, we'll do that. So we'll have great fun demos. We'll be doing Q&A sessions. We'll have wonderful dinners. And I can't wait for Paul. I would go to the thing just to listen to Paul's stories. I love them. In fact, when I do the AAI, the mental game schools, I'm more of a student than I'm an instructor. In fact, the last mental game school, I sat there with my notebook and I'm taking notes. And one of the students in the school said, I think you took more notes than I did. I said, well, probably did, because I learned more from Paul. I mean, I use this stuff. It's crazy how much I use this stuff to play. Anyway, so Paul's going to be there. In fact, I think Paul called us up a couple of days ago and asked if he could play in the tournament and wanted to play in the shootout. So he'll be out there playing with you guys too. We'll have a blast. So anyway, guys, if you're interested in this, let us know. I think right now we're about 2/3, right at just about 2/3 full. I think this one's only allowing us to get about 90 people in the event. So normally it's 120 to 130, but this one's a little bit smaller, so 90 total. So if you guys want to get into this, again, gravesgolf.com/shootout. /shootout. You can get on there and work with the guys. Or like always, you can call us at 866-377-2316, 866-377-2316. Talk to Tanya. She'll get you the right person, or she can take that information. We're working through this. So guys, if you can get in, you want to come down to the shootout. They're rare. We only have 1 or 2 a year. This is the one we got in the central United States. Get in there. We'll have a blast. And guys, hope to see you guys down there real soon.